What if a chance encounter with a stray cat could rewrite the story of your life? For James, a homeless man with no hope, this became his extraordinary reality. James was a young man living on the streets, burdened by a past that had stolen his future. His only possession was a battered guitar, which he played daily in the hopes that a kind passerby would spare him some coins. But most ignored him, and the donations he received were barely enough to survive. James hadn't always been homeless. He once belonged to a happy, middle-class family. But tragedy struck when his mother passed away during his teenage years. His father remarried, and the new household dynamic became unbearable for James. Eventually, his father asked him to leave, handing him a small amount of money to start his life. That money, however, became a curse. Naive and heartbroken, James fell in with bad friends who introduced him to drugs. Soon his money was gone, and he was left with nothing but regret and a life on the streets. But one fateful day, everything changed. While wandering aimlessly, James stumbled upon an injured and frail cat lying in an alley. The sight of the helpless creature stirred something deep within him. Without a second thought, James scooped up the cat and rushed to a nearby veterinarian. The vet demanded a hefty sum to treat the animal. James handed over every penny he had, knowing it meant he'd go hungry for days. The cat, whom James later named Bob, recovered thanks to his sacrifice. James set the cat free, thinking it was the end of their story. But 2 days later, he awoke to find Bob waiting for him. No matter how hard James tried to send him away, Bob kept returning, as if he had chosen James as his new home. Bob began accompanying James everywhere, even sitting beside him while he played his guitar on the streets. To James's amazement, Bob's presence caught the attention of passers-by. People stopped to watch, drawn to the peculiar bond between the scruffy young man and his devoted feline companion. Donations began to pour in like never before. Their story took a miraculous turn when a stranger filmed them and uploaded the video online. Overnight, it went viral, amassing millions of views. People traveled from far and wide to meet James and Bob. With the growing donations, James was able to rent a small apartment, his first real home in years. Inspired by their journey, James wrote a book detailing their incredible bond. Titled A Street Cat Named Bob, it became an international bestseller, selling over 150,000 copies. A film adaptation soon followed, catapulting James into fame and fortune. With the earnings, James turned his life around. He overcame his addiction, married the woman he loved, and began a new career as a writer. For 13 years, James and Bob were inseparable. But one tragic day, Bob was struck by a car and passed away. James was devastated, calling Bob his guardian angel who had saved him from self-destruction. In honor of Bob's memory, a statue was erected at the spot where they had performed, ensuring their story would live on forever. Bob wasn't just a cat. He was my savior. He gave me hope when I had none. And though he's gone, his light will shine in my heart forever. What do you think of their touching story? Share your thoughts below.